Hi there, my beautiful thrivers. Welcome back to another video with Thriving in Chaos. It's Wednesday, which for me means WTF Wednesday, which stands for Weekly Tracking of Finances. So we're going to go through some envelopes. We're going to unstuff some money and replace that stuff back in the bank. So thank you for being here. Click on that subscribe button if you're not subscribed, and let's go ahead and get this started. Hi guys, happy Wednesday. I hope that you guys are doing well. We're going to be unstuffing a lot of money today. We had a lot of expenses. So yeah, we got to replace some money back into the bank. And this is like the most inconvenient timing considering I'm about to close out my month, and so this is going to take away from what we have been able to save. But in full transparency, we got to take out what we spent first, right? So it is what it is. We're going to unstuff that money today, but before we get started, let's go ahead and grab today's prompt a card. If you're new to my videos, this is a prompt a card. It's basically a conversation starter, so I'll ask and answer the question on this card in this video, and you guys can put your answers in the comments below. Just a little something to help me get to know you better and you guys to get to know me better. So today's prompt a card is, are you musically talented? How important is music in your life? I'm going to say no. I want to think that I am. I sing really good in the shower. But as far as like just being musically talented, no, I can play the piano, just wrote memory things from my youth. But that's about it. Like I love listening to music. I love singing music. But as far as like being any good at it or talented at it, nah. What about you guys? Are you musically talented, and how important is music in your life? All right, so without delay, we are going to get straight to our WTF Wednesday. I think this will be the last June. Yes, the last June check-in. After this, everything is going to be in the July theme. So I'm going to put these off to the side, get them out of our way. If this is the first time watching one of my WTF Wednesday videos, this is what I like to do. Every Wednesday, I'll go over the past week of online expenses. This is just online, so any kind of digital spending, swiping the card, this is what I'm going over in this method. If we spend cash, I just use my trackers and my binders and we take care of it that way. But this is specifically so that I can make sure I am covering all costs in my bank account. So if we swipe it, we need to replace it, that type of thing. This works really well if you already have an account buffer that you can use as petty cash and then just replace it each week or however often you need to. So for me, it's once a week that I do this, and I do these videos to keep myself accountable to doing that. Otherwise, it could get away from you and you end up spending all your money and you're like, wait. So yeah, no, we're not going to do that. I also like to congratulate myself with no spin stickers. So if there's a day that nothing came out of our bank account, then I stick a no spin sticker on there. At the beginning of every single month, I make a goal for myself to meet by the end of the month. Just a little challenge, if you will, to help me kind of curb that spending. I talked to my hubby a little bit, and we were talking about how we need to do the no swipe challenge. I don't know if that exists in any of the budgeting communities, but for him and I would love to go an entire week of no swiping. And that doesn't mean that we can't snatch some cash out and go pay in cash. Just no swiping from the bank account. I'd love to see what that looks like. It might be a very short WTF Wednesday video, but I'm about that. I'm about that life. And he agreed, but it would have to be on a week that we didn't get paid so I could make my grocery shopping and everything. Anyway, so that's about all that you need to know on how this process is working for me. So I'm going to go ahead and set everything up, get it ready to go, and we're going to start straight out. Alright, so I have my pen. This is a Frixion. I think a lot of people ask what kind of pen this is. It's an erasable pen. It's a fine liner, so it kind of looks like a little thin marker, but you can erase if you mess up, and that's why I love these. It's by Pilot, so Pilot Erasable Frixion or Friction Fine Liner Pen. I got them off at Amazon. All right, so we get to start the week off with no spin stickers on both Wednesday and Thursday. But we did have some purchases on Friday, so I'll start there. We have Peach Pass, which is our local toll system here. My hubby uses. That came out, so this is clear evidence that he's been driving a lot, because I feel like we just paid that. And then while my hubby was out one of these days, he had to go and grab some lunch because he didn't pack a lunch this day. So I'm just taking it from groceries. It was $9.41. And then we did have a grocery haul, and I did my very best to stay within our grocery budget, and that was $432.57, which that means I did stay within my grocery budget. My bank doesn't take anything out on Saturday or Sunday, so I like to count those as no spend days, even though we might have spent, but I am not going to try and remember what was spent when. That's just not the kind of life I'm living, guys. On the 27th, we did have some purchases. I bought something for my budgeting. I bought some more sticker paper because I'm running low, and that is for $14.01. And then I did the other portion of my groceries. I actually did it together on this day, but it didn't come out until Monday, and that was for groceries, and it was for $35.08. And then something happened. I don't know about you guys, but I sleep with a fan. I have to. The white noise is essential to a good night's sleep for me. And plus, I don't like stale air. So I have to have moving air in my face, what I'm breathing, that type of thing. And our fan just completely broke. And, it's like 10 plus years old, so it was bound to happen. So we had to get a fan, and then on top of that, my hubby was like, I'm going to just go ahead and get two because our son's room gets a little bit hotter than the rest of the house. So he wanted to get him one as well. So I'm like, okay, I'll just figure out where that's coming from. So with that being said, I am going to be taking this from 4 different envelopes. I already figured out where that's going to come from. So I'm just going to put multiple here. And then the total cost was $86.34. And then last thing was another grocery purchase. And this was the last groceries I needed to complete the full grocery haul. And that was $18.62. Okay. And by the way, in the big haul and then these 2 smaller ones, that also included our July 4th stuff. So I will be pulling the July 4th holidays thing to kind of help with the fans or whatever, since I did use my grocery money for that. All right, so moving on to the 28th, we had an oil change. So this was car maintenance, and that was for $44.25. And then my daughter's therapy appointment, that'll be coming from Mental Health. And as per usual, $65. And then the last thing, and I mentioned it in my last video, I think, at the end, is I had to take my dog to the vet. And yeah, so it was a lot more than they told me on the phone. They said that the appointment would be $50, and then whatever medications we would have to buy, it was $183.60. And we got one. Well, they gave him a ear medication there, and then a medication to take at home. So between the two medications and the vet trip, it was that much. That was like way more than $50. So I have to pull from a couple of different places to cover that because I know I don't have that full in the vet bill just yet. Now, the 3 different categories we would likely be taking from would be our account buffer, which we don't want to if we can avoid it. We have our grocery buffer, which I keep online so I can make those bigger purchases. And then we have sinking funds. Sorry, my handwriting. This is just the cash that we're going to be pulling from the envelopes today. So that is all. So I am a little bit extra. I like to use these extra squares that I have here to kind of just put beside these so I have a little checkbox to check off as we go. So I'll do that off camera and set everything up, and we'll just get to unstuffing some envelopes. Alright, so let's start with some easy ones. Let's go with Peach Pass. So we're going to go ahead and take out the 20 we have in here, which means I need to fill this back up as soon as possible. So that's $20 for that covered. And then for groceries, we're going to have to do some calculations. So that's $495.68, so $496. And we have a 500 here, so I'm going to pull the full 500 out. And we're just going to say that we did $496 from grocery buffer. And then the $4 overage can just go towards my account buffer, because last week we pulled from account buffer. I think it was last week. And so any little bit helps. And I'm done with grocery shopping until we get paid again. So I'm just going to take the full 500 out. So that means we have covered all the groceries. I think this pen is trying to run out on me. All right, done. So let's move on to short term. All right, so for short term, I think the only thing in here will be, let's see, mental health. And we're going to be taking $65 for my daughter's appointment. So $65. That leaves 2, like $130, I think. So 2 for 2 appointments. And then I think that's all we're going to be touching in this one, which means we get to mark that off. All right, let's go to long term. And we're going to be taking, let's see, nothing from here, nothing from here, nothing from here, but we're going to take electronics because the fan technically is an electronic, right? So that's 16. Now we're looking at this one. So 86.34 is what we're working with. We just took 16. Let's close that up. I think I'm going to take from home renovations, even though it's not a renovation, it is towards the home. So minus 10. And then I decided, let's see, where's my holidays? Let me grab that really quick, because I am taking the holidays since I paid for the 4th of July meal and all of that we saved up for out of a grocery buffer. I am just going to go ahead and take the 10 from that. So 10. So that leaves $50 that we need to cover. And I decided that since my kids are not interested right now in driver's education, I'm just going to take the 50 from here. We can save this up later. I've had this saved for a year and a half, and they're not touching it. So $20, $40, $50 right there. We'll just save this up at a later date. And right now it's got $45 in it. If they want to do the online driver's ed, then they can. I've got enough for at least one of them to be able to, but they're just not interested. So $50 from that, and that's 34 cents, which we're fine with because we have that grocery buffer overage. So just to see, make sure we have enough here. We have 20, 40, 50, 60, 65, 70, 75, 80, 85, 86. And that is enough to cover. All right. Moving over to my business, we're going to be sneaking into my budgeting supplies. I need how much? $14.01. So let's see what we got. In my tabs, I have, let's look at what we have in office. We have 5. And equipment, that's 10. I don't want to take from planner if I can help it, but I did have 5 and 6, so 15, 5, 10, 15. And then I did have a $1 in here somewhere. Yes. So we'll put that $1 back here, which will make this 14 instead of 15. And that means we have covered budgeting. So that leaves $2 in stickers, which is fine. I just bought August's. I'm leaving $10 in planner because, you know, I gotta save up for next year's planner. And that means there's $12 in total left in budget supplies. All right, so next up, let's go to reserves. And here's my reserves binder. So, starting with car maintenance, I'm not sure do I have enough in here for car maintenance? 50, okay. 50, and it was 44 and some change, so let's do, we need $6. I don't know, I don't have a 1 anymore. So we're just going to do a 5 as change. And we'll put the 50 in here. So now we have $7 in car maintenance. It is what it is, guys. We're going to slowly build this up, I swear. Hopefully we get to a point where we can actually start building this up. Which reminds me, I want to talk to you guys. After we're done with all this, I want to talk to you guys about something. Alright, and then last up is the vet. And this is where we're going to have to pull from a couple of envelopes because I only had 77, 50, 60, 65, 70, 75, 76, 77. And let's go ahead and pull this back out. So 183.60 minus 77. That leaves 106 that we need. So let me close this up. We're going to take cost of living that we saved, and that is 40. And that leaves 66. And then we're going to just take it from our health. I don't want to take it from emergency fund or bills advancement or home emergency. We're just going to take it from health. It's for my dog's health. Alright, so we're going to take 66. Let's hope I have change for this. Here's a 50. Wait, here's some 20s. 20, 40, 60, 70. So we owe ourselves, let's see that, well, 67. So we owe ourselves $3. And we have 2 here. So I might can make do with that. I don't think we have any ones. No, no ones. And that is perfectly fine for me. So we're just short $1. It's not gonna, you know, mean much, I guess. Alright, so we just took 60, what did we take? We just took 70. 70, and then we gave ourselves back 2. So we're only over $1.40, so that's fine. Alright, so 20, 40, 60, 80, 100, 150, 160, 170, 175, 180, 185. So that covers that vet bill. Lord. Alright, so we didn't take anything out of account buffer, amazingly. Could have made this a lot easier, but I didn't. And now let's figure out how much we took from our sinking funds. Alright, here we go. 50, 100, 50, 70, 90, 210, 30, 50, 70, 90, 310, 320, 30, 40, 50, 60, 365, 75, 85, 95, 400, 405, 10, and 415. So $415. Woo! Alright, let's figure out how much we have actually spent this week. So we spent $908.88. And then let's make sure we have everything covered. So we used our account buffer for the groceries. Well, I mean our grocery buffer for the groceries, and then $415 for the sinking funds. That's $911. That more than covers. So that's good. So before I transfer numbers and everything, I'm going to take my thumbnail really quick and then we'll finish up this video. Alright, so the next thing we do is put this in our back to the bank so I can go and deposit this money today. So now, last week I completely forgot to transfer this number over. So I need to transfer both numbers. So I'll do that now. And my purple is kind of running out, so I think that I'm just going to go with black. Or, you know, I'll just make sure. Let's just make sure we don't make any mistakes. This is not erasable. Alright, so last week's was $1098.69. And this week's was $908.88. So that means we get to close this out for the month. And I'm not going to worry about the dates right now. I'll figure all that out later. Alright, so let's calculate all this up. 2,835.47. 3,744.35. So, total spent this month, $3,744.35. Oh my gosh, that's so much money. And since you're here with me, if you're still here with me, hopefully I haven't bored you away. June is, it looks like we did this in green, so let me grab my green pen and go back to June. 37.44. $35. Which was, it was cheaper than last month. surprisingly. But we did pay the beach and everything, so without the beach and all, we did way more. We did less than April, a little bit more than March, definitely more than February, and more than January. So this is definitely going to show us the economy as well. Definitely. All right, so back to June. We've closed that out. I'm not going to close all of this out because I am doing a closeout video. I'm not sure if I'll include that. I usually do that on my own. But we have finished our last WTF Wednesday for the month of June. After this, it will be July, which we've already decorated up for July. If you missed that video, it was the last video I posted on Monday. Go check it out. I decorated all this up. I showed you how I made all of this look the way that it did, and it's ready for July. I will be posting another video tomorrow. Let's look at the calendar together, shall we? We'll be posting another video tomorrow, which will be our second quarter check-in of the savings challenge. So everything that we managed to save for our challenges book is going to be counted and figured up. And then on Friday, we're going to have the cash condense and sinking funds update for the month of June. So I hope you guys plan to, click on those videos when they drop. I did mention a little bit earlier that I'd like to talk about something. As you can see, it is extremely hard to build these envelopes. I am struggling so much. If you guys have any advice on how to do this, I get it. I get money in my envelopes enough to pay for something, and then they're back to empty again. I would love to be able to have basically a build-up, and I can't ever seem to get there, and it's frustrating me. Don't get me wrong, I am very happy that we are not going into debt for all of these things. We're not having to use a credit card, ask for a loan, or anything like that. We're able to pay for everything ourselves in cash, but it's frustrating. It's frustrating when you build up these envelopes and then they go to zero, and you can't ever just keep like a little a buffer there just to build it up over time. And it's frustrating. So there's a part of me that is actually considering only doing half a year challenges. So it being half a year, I would technically be taking all of the money we've saved in these challenges and then redistributing them into these envelopes and then just starting the challenges over. Granted, I haven't actually finished this challenge, for instance. I'm going to erase them all and just start over and just do half a year thing. Although I would have loved to seen this at the end of the year. I don't know that that would even be possible. With the way that the economy is and everything, saving challenges right now are really hard for me. We're on a one-income family of 5, and it is not really easy when everything is going higher and higher in price, especially the essential things like gas and groceries. So let me know what you guys think. Should I only do half-year savings challenges, and at the end of counting it tomorrow, redistributing it into some of these envelopes so that I do have that buffer there, and I can just continuously build on those so that what I do put in there we can spend, but I also have that buffer there in case of emergencies. What do you guys think? I don't know how much is in here. We'll find out tomorrow, but I'm strongly considering this. But I'm open to hearing advice. What do you guys think about that? Let me know in the comments below. I really, really need to know, like, as soon as possible before I actually do this video for tomorrow. So comment as soon as you can. With that said, we are done with this video. I appreciate everyone that has stuck around. Thank you. And I will see you in the next video tomorrow with our savings challenge, counting them up for the half-year mark. Looking forward to it. As always, guys, I'll see you next time. Bye.